Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one's going to be doing a top 10 video, probably the last top 10 video for this year. This one is definitely a big one though. I definitely want to do this one. I've never really done this video before, and I think that this is a perfect time to do it since we're on the Walking Dead break, and of course, going into a new year and all that kind of stuff. Just the perfect timing to do the Walking Dead top 10, my favorite and best moments from the series, from season 1 all the way to season 10. What are my favorite scenes from the series? What are the scenes I've enjoyed the most? And just kind of going over kind of what these really what these 10 scenes mean to me and why I place them in the list and in the order I do. And also just kind of talk about the series and kind of how far it's come. Really, because of these scenes, this is going to be a video really where I discuss why these scenes are so important to the series, because every single one of these I do think are very, very important to the Walking Dead series. So guys, let's get started.
We silence the whispers.
Okay guys, so this is going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. This is going to be the last, countdown type top 10 video for the year. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a New Year's Eve Q&A video for the Walking Dead, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a New Year's Eve video. We're going to go over some of your guys' questions, your last questions for this year, before, of course, we go into 2020, and of course, who knows what we're going to do. I'm still, though, with the Walking Dead Q&A videos, like I said, it's going to be on Fridays and Tuesdays from now on. So yeah, that's just for you guys to know if you guys didn't catch the video on Friday. Q&A videos for Walking Dead now are Tuesday and Fridays. So, yeah, but anyway, so this video, we're going to be talking about what are the top 10, in my opinion, favorite and best moments of the series. Now, this was a big one. I had to take, a little bit of time to just kind of think about this. I knew what my favorite moments were. I just had to place them in order, and that's really the problem with this, is that I had to place these in order, but we're going to go over some honorable mentions first, and like I said, I'd love to hear your guys' top 10 best moments of the series, but for honorable mentions, just real quick, and then we'll kind of get into these. Everybody, has their opinion, so of course everybody respect everybody's opinions, but I just want to say for the honorable mentions, these are tough, because honestly, the honorable mentions, in my opinion, are just as good as a lot of the best scenes, so they're very difficult for me to really, say which ones are the best moments and then which ones are honorable mentions. I had a hard time picking the order for this. I definitely knew my number one, but I some of the other ones, I'm like, oh my god, how do I do this? So anyway, so it took me probably at least about a half an hour's time or something. I just sat down this morning, I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this, So yeah, anyway, so, honorable mentions. So, first honorable mention is when Rick kills Joe. So that is definitely one of the biggest scenes of the series, when Rick, the bite scene. So that was definitely one of the most brutal scenes of the series for sure. Next up, I put thank you, when of course Nicholas, pretty much kills himself, and then you think that Glenn is dead, of course. That one I would have put on the list, but because Glenn, wasn't dead at that time, it kind of pushes it off the list for me. Then, of course, the death of Gareth and the cannibals in the church. That's another honorable mention. Really loved that scene. I thought that was a crazy, crazy scene, just a massacre scene, pretty much. And then, of course, Season 6, Episode 9, No Way Out, the scene with the rocket launcher. Definitely when Daryl blows up the Saviors with the rocket launcher, that definitely has to be an honorable mention as well. And then the final honorable mention is the dad, with the eye shot. That also has to be an honorable mention as well. That one was so close to being on the list, though. So yeah, now for the top 10. So, number 10 is going to be Season 9, Episode 15, the Pike scene. So yeah, that scene for me is just an absolutely crazy moment, because you don't know who they've killed. It's the moment from the comics, and they walk up to the hill, and it's just like, oh my god, look, who have they killed? And aside from Henry, I think this scene was incredible. I don't think killing Henry was the best decision, and I think Angela Kang pretty much did an amazing job with Season 10, but the only thing or Season 9, I'm sorry, but, the only thing she screwed up on is the death of Henry. I don't think you should have killed Henry at that time, but aside from that, you should have put somebody else or something. Maybe even give the death to Ezekiel, the comic death. I don't know. But yeah, number 10 is definitely going to be the Pike scene from The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15. Absolutely insane scene. Number 9. Number 9 is going to be when Rick kills Pete. So, and of course when Morgan shows up as well. So, I absolutely love this scene. I honestly love it. The speech with Rick, one of the best speeches from Rick ever. That one and the one he gave at the tree in Season 8, Episode 16, when he talks to him about this world is yours by right, and we are life, and that's death. That was a good one as well. But this one here, I was thinking, how many do I have to kill to save your lives, But I'm not going to do that. And then, of course, when Pete shows up and brutally kills Pete, and of course you have Deanna that's like, Rick, do it. And then all of a sudden you just hear Rick, and it's like, what? And you just see Morgan standing there, and he's just like, he's like, what on earth? And man, have it's very role reversal for sure. They've switched places quite a bit, Morgan and Rick. It's like, who's the crazy one now, right? Morgan just sees Rick kill some guys. So, and Aaron's just standing there like this, and then you see Daryl like, Rick, what have you been doing since we were gone, So yeah, that's really cool. Number 8. Number 8 is going to be when Herschel is killed. So this one for me is an absolutely insane moment. I remember freaking out the first time I saw this. I was just kind of getting into Walking Dead at this time as well. I saw the first 3 seasons, and then this was around the time I started watching it on cable, the nights they were coming out, and I remember when I saw that scene when Herschel was killed, I'm like, I just dropped everything. I was like, no, that's no, I did not want to see that. And then, the thing that makes it worse is Maggie and Beth, of course, their response, and you just see the blood, and then he just goes down, and he just falls out of the shot, and, Rick just shoots the governor in the arm, and it's like, yes, man, and Rick's like, I'm done talking to the governor, like, that is it. So, because I didn't think they were actually just going to kill Herschel that way. So that, for me, was very insane. So, yeah, and it's sad now, too, because, unfortunately, Scott Wilson is not with us anymore as well. So, unfortunately, we'll never be able to see a scene with Herschel again. I'm really happy they did one with him and, for Rick's last episode and stuff, though. So, that's good. But, yeah, definitely number 8, the death of Herschel. Speaking of the governor, though, number 7 is going to be when Michonne kills the governor. So, I freaked out when that happened, because I didn't think, you just see the sword, it's like, whoa, and it's like, you just kind of freak out, because you're like, oh my god, did that seriously just happen after a season and a half of wanting this character to finally just be killed? And Michonne kills off the governor just like that. Absolutely insane scene, and it was just so rewarding to see that happen. And she saves Rick in the process, too, so, because the governor would have killed Rick, you know that. So, yeah, definitely number 7 is going to be when Michonne kills the governor. Coming in at number 6 is going to be when Rick kills Shane. So, for me, this scene, it was awesome. It was an awesome scene. It was probably one of the biggest moments. Yeah, I would say, aside from another one coming up on this list, it was probably at least the second biggest moment in the first 2 seasons, ever. It was insane to see Shane be killed, and probably maybe at the in season 2 at that time he was just as important as Rick was, I'd say. So yeah, definitely Shane's death was a huge moment in the series, and one that I'll never forget. Just how it went down, Shane pointing the gun at Rick, and just kind of them talking, and Rick just pulling the knife on him, and you just hear the gunshot and the sad music and stuff. Crazy. And then, not only that, but then Carl showing up later, and of course what happened with Zombie Shane and stuff. So for me, yeah, definitely Shane's death has to be one of the biggest moments of Season 2. But I have another one coming up as well from Season 2, but that is a crazy, crazy moment. The death of Shane. Coming in at number 5 is going to be when Shiva rescues our characters and Carl is saved. So, from the Season 7 finale, which I might add, the Season 7 finale still probably is the best season finale of The Walking Dead, in my opinion. However, I put this one in here with Shiva coming in because after waiting the entire season in Season 7 to finally see the group fight, and Ezekiel saying no at first, and this and that, and they just, it's so rewarding, to see Negan and his saviors just finally lose for once, and they killed a lot of the garbage people and a lot of the saviors at that time as well. And it was just crazy to see the tiger just come in like that. And just, you see the guy's face being like, oh my god, I couldn't be more hyped at a scene ever. I was just, these other 4 are pretty awesome too, but that was one of the most hyped moments in the series when that went down, because it was so unexpected, You didn't expect that scene to happen. Sometimes those are the best ones, when you don't expect something to happen, and it's just like the most wow scene ever. Amazing. So, number 5, definitely when Shiva saves Carl and our characters. Coming in at number 4 is going to be when Sophia comes out of the burn, and Shane, of course, freaking out before that as well. So, that for me, that scene gives me the chills every time I see it. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see that scene, I just get the chills. Like, honestly, Shane's speech and just yelling in front of everybody, risking our lives for a little girl who's gone, living next to a thing that's full of walkers that are trying to kill us. Enough, and, he's just like, Rick, it's not how it was before. And he opens up the burn, and not only that, but Hershel has to watch people that he knows just be shot down, like in Walker version, of course, and Sophia, they've been looking for her this whole time, and then just to see her come out of that barn just the way she did, and then Rick being the one to put her down, really being the only one that even has the guts to go up there and, put her down. So, that for me is one of the best scenes of the entire series, even to this day, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, number 4, the Sophia zombie scene. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the scene where Rick is injured at the end of Season 9, Episode 4. So, I know at number 3, you're probably like, wow, number 3, the scene where Rick is, on the rebarb and stuff, but I just love that scene because it's something you never thought you'd see. And I remember how much I was freaking out when I saw that scene. And you can't deny, when you saw that scene with Rick, when the first time you ever saw that scene with Rick trapped and the walkers were coming at him at the end of Episode 4 and stuff like that, and he had no way out. You can't tell, no way out. You can't tell me that wasn't one of the most insane scenes of a television show ever. That was insane. And mainly because you knew full well the next episode was his last. And then they play the promo, and you have, these Atlanta scenes, the scene with him and Shane in the car, and the Don't Open Dead, and then the issue 100 cover, they had an amazing promo after that. And, I just remember how hyped I was that night watching it. So for me, personally, I know maybe not for everybody, it's not, but for me personally, number 3 definitely has to be the scene where Rick is injured, because it's so Season 1, he's looking for, in Atlanta, and it going back full circle, he's in Atlanta, he's trying to find a way to go, he's on the horse, and he's like, oh, easy, and he's trying to find a way to go, and he, every direction he looks at, there's walkers coming at him, and, in Season 1, he falls off the horse, and it's just on the ground, on the pavement, but in Season 9, he doesn't get away. He falls and, of course, injures himself. So I just, and is injured. So, injures himself. It gets injured, of course. So I love that scene. I think it's absolutely amazing, even though it's very, it's, you're on the edge of your seat and you're not sure what's going to happen, and next week is Rick's last episode. It is still one of the best scenes ever, and it's probably one of those scenes that I'll never forget. Just when I saw that happen to Rick, I was like, I just dropped everything. I was like, okay, that is absolutely just insane. I was on the edge of my seat when I saw that happen the first night I saw it. So yeah, number 3 is definitely going to be when Rick is, injured at the end of Episode 4, Season 9. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the death of Glenn and Abraham. So, I know for some people are going to be like, they're going to disagree with me on this one. I'm going to put this one on here mainly because of how insane the hype was. And not only that, but this was one of the most insane scenes of the series. They killed 2 humongously popular characters in the show, because people loved Abraham. I remember how many people loved Abraham. And Glenn, specifically. I mean, how brutal the scene was, how insane the scene was, and they just wouldn't show us who it is, you do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and they keep pointing at all the characters getting the back through their heads. It's just like, oh my god, could you just show us who it is already? And not only that, but first it's Abraham, then Daryl does what he does, and then Glenn, of course, and it's just like I was just speechless. I remember the night I saw that, and that break, that summer break was so much torture. Mainly because, we didn't know, who it was. And I remember so many people coming out with the theories, I think it's this person, or no, I think it's Glenn, or, I think it could be, Abraham, or, oh no, Daryl, definitely Daryl. No, Michonne, maybe it could be Michonne. People just freaked out. It was insane. People were coming out with all these theories, and unfortunately, only one of them came true. But, well, 2 of them technically, because there were 2 character deaths, but I don't think there were a lot of people expecting 2 character deaths, and that's what made it that much more crazy. So, and, just losing those 2 characters, very, very insane. And even though I don't think that Glenn's time was necessary to be right there, you could have had Glenn survive longer. Either way, it was still an insane scene, and in my opinion, it was probably the most hyped scene of the entire series to see who Negan killed. And it paid off, in my opinion, even though I know a lot of people were really mad about it. And the ratings went down after that episode too, so that does say something. But still, absolutely insane scene in this of the entire series. One of the most insane scenes. Now, for the most crazy and best and insane scene of the entire series, number 1. So yeah, Rick's last scene. I found them. So, not only that, okay, but when you think Rick is dead, okay, so you think Rick is dead. Then he's on a helicopter. Then you find out they're going to make movies about him. And then to end it right there, Judith, an older Judith, saves Magna and her group from the comics. I mean, you know, I don't even... craziest scene ever. Because literally in 5 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes, you change the series forever. You know, with Rick being gone... a time skip, Judith, Magnus group, finding out they're going to do movies, the group thinking Rick is dead. Oh my god, you know, and that's the last time we saw Maggie, too. You know, we haven't seen her since the time skip. So, I just sat there that night, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I found out the movie announcement. I'm like, are you serious? They're going to do movies for Walking Dead. Let's go. Like, honestly, this is awesome stuff here. This is the best news ever. And to me, being a Rick fan, and Rick being my favorite character in the series, that was the biggest scene of The Walking Dead for me, because I just didn't know what they were going to do right until the last second when they saved him. So, you know, and I thought he was dead. Like, when the bridge, you know, when that happened on the bridge, and I'm sure you guys thought the same thing, Rick just got blown up. Like, Rick is dead. Rick is gone. Everything from Rick, like, he's gone now. Like, just nothing left of him. And it's like, wow, like, that is insane. So, and then, you know, you see him there on the ground, and then Jada say, just insane, you know? And the Judith Grimes part, just, it gets me every time. It gives me the chills when I see that. So, yeah, that's my list, guys. I know for a lot of people, maybe it's different, but for me, that is my list. I had a lot of fun with this video, you guys. You know, and honestly, I just, this show has crazy scenes. It really does. And these scenes right here, in my opinion, are really what makes The Walking Dead so amazing. And there's so many other ones as well, but these are some of the top ones for me. So anyway, guys, write your comments in the comment section below. What did you think about the list? And how would you adjust the list? Would you change some stuff? I'm sure you guys probably would change some stuff. I know maybe you guys don't agree with my number 1 spot with Rick and stuff like that. Maybe you guys do, but for me, that was just the one scene that I freaked out when I saw that, and just how everything went at the end of episode 5. Absolutely insane. So, anyway, guys, write your comments in the comment section below. If you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. And, of course, catch my Walking Dead, my New Year's Eve Q&A video for The Walking Dead for tomorrow. And then, of course, 2020 will be, upon us. So, really cool stuff, guys, and on January 1st, I will be posting a channel updates video and a Happy New Year video as well. So, yeah, that's going to be the videos coming up over the next 2 days, of course. Really, really exciting stuff, and I'll catch you guys really soon for some more Walking Dead videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.